You know what's fun? Having OCs. You know what else is fun? Screwing with them. Hello, and welcome to the start of a potential new series. Star draws her OCs and yaps about them. I'm gonna come up with a better name eventually. If you're unfamiliar, I make a webcomic called Cast Off, and every month I draw 2 stickers in a print for the Comics Monthly Mail Club. Patreon supporters get to suggest and vote on themes, and themes usually involve drawing the characters in cool ways, or my personal preference, drawing them in various themed outfits or alternate universes. For example, the theme chosen for November 2025's Mail Club was cats, which meant turning my Blorbos into cute little kitty versions. Literally, how is this my job? Anyway, I used to take the time lapses for my Mail Club pieces and turn them into shorts with voiceover talking about my process, but this time I'm doing a little experiment and putting them all together into a single video. If folks like this format, I'll keep doing them like this, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. But with that intro out of the way, let's talk and draw. There's actually a joke behind the theme for this month. My webcomic is called Cast Off, right? C-A-S-T-O-F-F, all one word. But ever since I first started the comic, a very common typo has been misspelling the comic as Cats Off, and it tickled me so much the first time I saw it that I made this badly photoshopped version of a page where I swapped all the character art with cat PNGs. Plus, even though there's no cats in the actual comic, I've always associated my main character Vector with black cats, mostly for personality reasons. Cats are skittish, he's got black hair and yellow eyes, so he's halfway to a little void cat already. A few years ago, I did an Animal Crossing themed Mail Club set and designed the cast as villagers, and he was little black cat then. I've given him cat themed outfits in the past. The association is just kind of ingrained in my head at this point. But then I thought it would be fun to figure out what kind of cats the rest of the characters would be, and well, the rest is history. So let's start with the stickers. Usually for the Mail Club, I do 2 large stickers, but since I wanted to do stickers of the whole main cast, I opted to do a sticker sheet instead. That way I could fit all 5 characters onto it and not have to get individual stickers of all of them. It's a little easier logistically and more cost-effective that way. Vector's cat design was the easiest to figure out. Like I said, he's always been little black cat coded, but I did give him a purple collar with a tag to resemble the closure on his outfit. Give him a little scaredy cat pose, boom, we're done. And then we jump straight to Ariana Cat, who was the hardest to decide on for no reason. When making the characters into cats, I wanted to keep their color schemes at least somewhat similar to their human versions, but I got stumped on Ariana almost immediately because I wasn't sure if blonde cats existed? That is a thing I did Google search, and I guess there are cats that are light enough orange they look sort of yellow or cream colored, so good enough. I gave her purple eyes to match her human version, plus her scarf and gem necklace because it felt weird for her to not have them, and put her in the angry loaf position. Do not pet her. She bites. Frankie was another easy one to figure out. I know I just said I wanted to keep their cat colors similar to their human colors, but Frankie is so orange cat coded. Plus his scarf is orange, so it works. Instead of giving him his eye patch and bandages, I opted to just rough him up a bit, with a scar over his missing eye, chips in his ears, a cropped tail, and stripes across his nose as a visual callback to his bandages. He's a little alley cat who's been through a lot, but he still loves belly rubs. Marina Cat, I didn't have too much planned before sketching, aside from knowing that I really wanted her to be fluffy, one of those big floofy long-haired cats, you know the type. I knew I wanted her to be some sort of brown cat, but struggled for a bit because did you know that solid brown cats are actually pretty rare? Stripy brown tabby cats are pretty common. I even have one. She's sitting right behind me as I record this. But solid brown cats are significantly less so. However, doing some Googling led me to find ragdoll cats with basically exactly the look I was hoping for, and that is all the affirmation I needed. I gave her a little blue bow around her neck because, let's be real, she'd absolutely have one, and put her in a little happy cat loaf to contrast Ariana's angry loaf. She'd definitely be the best behaved cat of the bunch, but she'd also probably shed a lot. Hope you like cat fur on your clothes. Last up is Cat Rory, who I made a Siamese cat specifically because of how much I hear about them being a very talkative breed. It felt like a perfect match for the group's resident troublemaker. I gave her a little bandana as a callback to the one she used to wear back in her Master Thief days, but I made it green because her main color is green. And as for the pose, well, I had to draw her getting up to some shit, and knocking stuff off the table very much feels like her MO. Do not take your eyes off her or she will rope all the other cats into shenanigans. Lastly, to round out the sticker sheet, I did a mock Catsoft logo based on the comic's actual logo because I thought it was funny and needed to fill the space. Anyway, that's the sticker sheet done. Onward to the print. So my original plan for the print was going to be the characters at a cat cafe or something similar, but I was having a really hard time coming up with a good composition. When I get stuck, I sometimes bounce ideas around in the Patreon chat on my Discord, and through discussions we came up with another idea. Similar to how in the Muppets movies every character is a Muppet except for the one human actor, what if instead we had one human character who was put in charge of wrangling the rest of the characters as cats? And of all the options, Sage felt like the funniest pick, so I went with that one. I reused the same cat designs for the main quintet, but to make the print more chaotic, I opted to include the Zara squad in the print as well. In the bottom left, we have Zara Cat with similar coloring to Ariana, but with larger, pointier ears and a collar with his gem. Plus, he still has his iconic earring. Why does this cat have pierced ears? Don't even worry about it. He's normal. Then off to the right, we have Liam Cat performing acts of chair violence. I feel like Liam as a cat wouldn't actually be prone to scratching furniture. He'd be more well-behaved than that. But I thought the pose looked good with the composition, so we'll say he's just stretching. Someone else clawed up the couch. He's innocent. Then on the table, we have Sonia and Taryn as cats. Sonia I opted to make a tabby since I felt like the tabby stripes would be a fun visual similarity to her hairstyle. And I made Taryn Cat a Maine Coon. He's big, fluffy, and happy to be here. Like Zara, both of them have collars with gems that match their respective colors. And then we have this last cat up here who we don't see most of, just a little tail hanging down. Who the heck is that? Probably nobody. Moving right along. My main goal with this composition was chaos, and I had a lot of fun with it. Rory is once again knocking stuff off the table, but this time it's going straight towards Frankie, who even in SAU is terrified of water and is probably about to add a few more scratches to that couch. Ariana's hiding from the chaos and being broody, Marina's being on her best behavior, and Vector, well, he's having fun pestering his deadbeat pseudo-father figure. Let him enjoy himself. Sage, of course, is absolutely miserable, but if you look closely, this entire situation is his fault anyway. 'Cause, I mean, it looks like he was the one who turned them all into cats in the first place with the Catsoft spell. 'Cause, do you get it? It's the Catsoft spell circle, but it has cat ears. It's funny, I swear. Go read the comic. The biggest struggle for me on this one was actually the colors, as you might be able to tell from the time lapse. I went through a few different color schemes and did a lot of digging on Pinterest before I decided on something I really liked, and even then it was a bit of a struggle getting things just right. I wanted to go with the sort of orange, yellow, green vibe, but I always have trouble working with green. It's like my kryptonite, I swear. I was able to wrangle it into a place I liked eventually, but getting everything perfect was quite a task. I also had a bit of trouble with the entire theme in general because I'm not actually that practiced at drawing animals. I have a hard time getting their faces done in a way that actually looks good. It's something I've been meaning to practice. But hey, what better way to practice than by throwing myself in the deep end and giving myself a deadline to get all these cats drawn? Yeehaw! Praise be to the internet for providing reference images. I owe the fellow cat owners of the world my life. But with that said, that's my Mail Club Yap session finished. Since the month has ended, the print is no longer available, but leftover Catsoft sticker sheets will be up in my store while supplies last. Let me know if y'all have any thoughts on the format, because I'd like to do these type of videos on a regular basis if folks are into them. I do a batch of themed Mail Club art every month, and I think it would be a fun way to show off some of my bonus illustrations and share my process and inspirations and such. If you haven't already and you want to check out Catsoft, the link is down in the description, and if you'd like to support both that series and this channel, you can join my Patreon. $2 a month gets you access to all the main bonus content I post, $5 per month lets you read comic pages a month early, along with high-res pages and work-in-progress shots for every single page, and higher tiers gets you Mail Club goodies like the ones you just watched me draw. A special thanks to my video shout-out to your patrons, Holly, Mr. Donmatsu, Leaf, Alyssa Herzog, and Neon Valkyrie. Anyway, that'll be all for me. Fare thee well, friends, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!